Hey guys, welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4 and we are just over halfway through our 5th year of homeschooling. Today, I want to talk with you about planning for a new school year. Before we go any further, guys, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can either find me down in the comments below or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I really do try my best to respond to every comment, every inquiry. That one was hard. Wow. Okay. Anyways, maybe I'll be coherent when I respond. Maybe I won't, apparently. Guys, today I want to talk, well, first of all, I always want to talk with you about planning for homeschool, but today it is currently, we are nearing the end. The very, very end of January. When I'm filming this, you're probably going to see this in February. But what I want to talk with you about is planning for a new homeschool year. Now, you might think I'm crazy. And I know that many of you, this year that we are in right now is probably your first full homeschool year. If you came to homeschooling out of a, social need during these times, if you know what I'm saying. So you may not know that I'm hoping this year's a little bit more normal, but I'm just really getting exhausted of saying that because we all know it's not true. But you may not know kind of an ideal time frame for homeschool planning. And so that is why I want to share that with you because the last 2 years have been crazy circumstances. So I've done this longer than that. And I know that a lot of people are going to tell me it's way too early. We do not school year round. We usually start our homeschool year sometime in August. So it's usually early August, maybe a week into July. And I base that around our dance life, how many weeks we want to fit in, all of that stuff. So because it's important to note you need to work backwards here. So because I know that I'll probably start, let's say the beginning of August, I like to have everything that I need by the beginning of July. Now, because I want to be able to sort it all out, organize it all out by the beginning of July so that I can kind of have it put away. Now, if I have it put away, that means that I'm already having kind of my plan. I've started thinking about it, right? So if I want to have a plan and know when I want to start, I need all of that stuff by the beginning of July so that I can lay it out, I can make my plans, I can know how many weeks I'm doing what, how much is going to be involved with all of my pieces, which means I really need to have had those probably, like if I'm starting the actual time frame, real planning at the beginning of July so I can organize our cabinets and put everything where it is, things like that, know what week I'm going to start, what day I'm going to start, and be prepared for that, both mentally and physically, then I know that I probably want to physically have everything that I am planning to use, let's say at the beginning of June. Now, a lot of people wait until June to figure out what they're doing. And especially in the last couple of years, that has created a lot of shortages, and that has created a lot of problems, a lot of back orders. Now, it is normal for right around that time of year for some homeschool materials to get back ordered anyway because everybody orders all at once. They're trying to ship all at once. So it's common for a couple weeks of back order right around that time frame anyway. However, you guys know, there was a shortage on the Matthew C blocks for a while. And then once places even got it under control as far as their own materials, then they couldn't get them printed because there was a paper shortage. Let's all do ourselves a little favor this year and we are gonna start early. Again, I know a lot of people are gonna think I'm nuts, but starting early really helps me feel better. I don't wanna get to June and find out that I can't get something until September. That's gonna throw everything off for me and I am not about that life, okay? I'm all for being flexible. I am not for being told I need to be flexible. That's a whole different ballgame. So, if we are now at the beginning of July, right? Okay, so working backwards, we need to be having an idea of what we're ordering, right? Like we need to be ordering due to shipping and all of that stuff. We need to be ordering probably at the beginning of May, which means, guess what, guys? We like our Timberdoodle kits. They usually come out that last week of April. I like to order them when they come out because that's when they're the best stocked. I like to order things so that I can have them like by the beginning of June, right? So we've just worked ourselves all the way back to the end of April. Well, guess what? If I'm ordering something the first week of May, the last week of April, I need to know what I am ordering. How will I know what I am ordering if I have not started doing my research by the beginning of April? And if I'm doing my research by the beginning of April, over March, I've determined, and honestly, it's kind of the whole homeschool year, but somewhere along that way, you're evaluating what you are using, looking at the options that are out there for you, so you know if you need to make a switch, and then you know what your switch is gonna be. So, I know that this sounds crazy, guys, but February really is the time to start looking hard at your homeschool planning for the next year. Again, I know that people are gonna come at me. I know that they're not gonna love this idea, but let's work through it forward, okay? So, through the whole homeschool year until, let's say, February, you know what is working for you and what isn't. So February is the time to really evaluate hard what you're using, if it's going well, and if you plan to continue using it. If you don't plan to continue using it, you need to be able to identify what didn't work. Was it the format? Do you want more color in your math book? Do you want something that's more digital? Do you want something that's less digital? You need to be able to identify what it was that made it not successful for you. And there's a bit of soul searching and some honesty that goes into this. So we're doing this in February. Well, guess what? Then we need to start looking at what all of the options are. Start watching these YouTube videos. Start looking at the reports on how things are rated. You guys know you have to go 5 further steps to make sure if you're choosing secular curriculum that it is actually secular. You know that you can't just take for granted that a homeschool curriculum is gonna work for a secular homeschooler. So that right there is like 2 extra weeks, no kidding. But if we're in February, we're identifying what doesn't work for us. March and half of April, we are researching what our options are. And you're gonna have some pros and cons of things. You're gonna have some comparisons. You're gonna maybe need to do some placement tests with your kids so that you can figure out what does and doesn't work, so that you can make sure you're getting the right level. Because a lot of homeschool materials, they don't always, and kids, let's not kid, kids don't always, aren't always equal with like a grade level or an age. So you need to figure out what's gonna work for you and what's gonna work out for your kids. And so February, we're planning hard, we're evaluating, right? February is self-awareness month. March and probably half of April, we are research for what is coming, what is new. Again, those placement tests if we need to do that. And then halfway through April into the beginning of May, we are ordering what we need. This also, if you take this expanded time frame, will give you an option. There's a lot of people, guys, homeschooling is not cheap. Maybe you do allocate your tax refund to pay for these things. You need to do that before that money is gone, while you still have it, while it's still fresh. There are some people, maybe you can't buy it all at once. Maybe you need to do $200 this paycheck and $200 next paycheck. That means that you're ordering, one piece at a time. So you are gonna need that time to spread that out. So we're now halfway into May. Guess what? The rest of May is shipping time, packaging time. So you're getting all of your stuff beginning of June, middle of June. And again, we're laying it all out somewhere around the 4th of July to figure out what is happening so we can start in August. It really does work that way. I know that you don't believe me, but if you wait, it will be more stressful. And you run the risk that things will not be available. Okay, and we all know that just because it lets you order it now doesn't mean you're not going to get the notice later that it's really not coming for 6 more years. And then it's of no use to you because your kid has graduated. That's how these things work these days. So be proactive, but also be planning, be calm, be ready for what's coming. Because like I said, it is always a good time to start thinking about and planning for the next school year because it's so exciting. You guys know, I love talking about it. We talk about it all day long. You have any questions, concerns, anything like that, come back here and find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Guys, I hope you found this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. Give this video a thumbs up, guys. Thanks so much, and get busy planning.